Guys, welcome back to the biggest agricultural platform in Namibia, known as Duna Wengombe. My name, of course, Mitchell Mutumba Simata, aka the headman of cattle. You know, I wear shirts where I can clip this guy on, football shirts. Where am I going to clip it on? So I have to hold it in my hand. So today, this video that I'm recording on a Wednesday, which is going to be uploaded on a Thursday, I want to talk about what's happening in South Africa. I'm sure everybody's been seeing what's going on in South Africa. But before I get into that, let me first give a big shout out to you guys, the subscribers. Thank you very much for subscribing to my channel and supporting me thus far. We've hit about 1,430 subscribers, and I think it's growing, but I'm seeing the watch time and the impressions have gone a bit down. So probably I'm busy saying things that are not making you guys happy or not giving you the motivation to want to farm. But either way, that's not why I created this channel, I created it to educate, to inform, and to educate and to inform. So I'm not here to massage anyone's ego. I'm here to tell you the truth. What do you expect to find when you do decide to farm? So, hey, you guys have been seeing what's going on in South Africa. Hey, I read an article where they're saying they're considering implementing permanent stage 6 of load shedding, which means the country will be without power. So the blackouts have been bad. Now, for us here in Namibia, what does that mean? How does that affect us? How are we going to feel that pinch of blackouts in South Africa? Two ways. First one, it's going to be food, our fresh produces. I'm sure you've been seeing the videos that have been going around of chicken farmers, cattle farmers, pig farmers, dairy farmers busy dumping their products. I saw a heartbreaking video of a farmer having to throw out dead bodies of his chickens because they were in the chicken coop, and I think probably the feeding the feeding and the climate control system didn't come on, so the chickens ended up dying. He had to throw out all those chickens. I think he probably donated all those chickens to a dog food making factory, or he's probably buried them because I don't think they're good for consumption. And then there have been so many videos, particularly coming out of the Durban area, where these individuals have been dumping milk, and this milk is turned sour. I saw a comment where one person was like, "But why are they dumping the milk? Why aren't they putting the milk? I mean, donating the milk to orphanages?" And then one person said, "Look, the milk we drink in our bottles and the milk we get from the shop is not raw milk, it's pasteurized. They pasteurize it a bit, meaning they put it through a system of preparing it, so they kill all the bacteria and the germs in it. So by the time it reaches you, whose tummy is not used to drinking raw milk from a cow, you don't get sick. But if your tummy has gotten used to drinking bottled milk or milk from the shop, you're gonna get extremely sick. I know this because when I went to Katima, I had to go drink milk out of a cow's udder, and I had the worst diarrhea that I've ever experienced. My tummy, I had serious tummy cramps because I'm not used to drinking raw milk from a cow. And I could taste the sensation of blood in the milk, which was quite blah. So it's not, I used to be able to drink that raw milk, but as I grow older, I can't. But I can actually drink it when it's sour, or actually eat it in porridge. I add sugar, so I don't really taste the milk that much. So that's part of the reason, man. It's going to hit us in the pocket as Namibian consumers in terms of the price of food is going to go up. If the milk we produce in our country is not enough, we probably import an excess of milk from South Africa. We're going to feel that in the pocket. If we're already paying 20 something dollars for milk, imagine milk going from 25 or $26 to $35 in overnight because of the situation in South Africa. It doesn't just only affect that, it also affects the feed making business. If you're a livestock farmer and you're feeding and you're giving your cattle licks and so forth, and we import half of these raw materials from South Africa, at least in South Africa, they probably finally turn them into a lick or a feed. And now we can't get them because electricity shutting down. Some of these factories do not probably have solar panels or generators. So it's really touch and go. It's going to hit us in the pocket because I know Namibia, like I said, Namibia, we import so much food from South Africa. I saw an article that said we're going to be importing things like beetroots, cauliflower, carrots, and so forth. And so we import so many things, so many of those products from South Africa. So if the big horticulture firms and farms in South Africa do not have electricity to irrigate their fresh produces, cauliflowers, cabbage, spinaches, and so forth, it means these crops are going to wilt and die from the sun. Maybe now it has forced farmers who probably were running a chicken farm with just maybe two workers plus the farmer three, because everything was automated. Now the system is off, meaning now these farmers have to now employ, go and hire extra help, which means labor cost goes up again. While he's been able to reduce his labor cost, it has suddenly gone up again. So, hey, this is what the rolling blackout situation looks like in South Africa. It's bad. It's bad. I'm worried here as a Namibian. Not just I'm not really farming, but not just as a Namibian farmer. I'm worried as a Namibian consumer because of all this food stuff we import from South Africa, and without electricity, meaning factories won't be able to produce, and probably we're looking at large scale unemployment, which means the price of, like I said, imagine the price of milk goes from 20 something dollars to $35 overnight. That could happen if what we're producing locally is not enough. So that's the sad part, man. I felt it. I really, my heart goes out to the South African farmers out there, those who are losing products and produce currently right now because of the blackout situation, the electricity that's not available. I'm sure some people be like, but Mitchell, why can't this engage invest in? Why can't this guys invest in solar? Yes, they can invest in solar, but solar is expensive, guys. It costs money. And not just that, like I said, the country is going through a time, South Africa is going through a time where blackouts are becoming the the the, the daily bread that is being served. It means now, if you have a solar system on a farm, your drip irrigation system is on connected to solar. You might have to hire a security guard, or you might have to spend your nights guarding your solar system. I mean, guarding your drip irrigation so it doesn't get stolen, because people are going to steal the solars, are going to steal the solar panel, and probably steal the batteries and steal so many other things in the inverter. Because not so long ago, before blackouts became a problem in South Africa, people were already attacking the cell phone lines, MTN, Vodacom, and so forth, busy stealing the solar panels, stealing the batteries. You know, so already for farmers to be investing so much money in getting a drip irrigation of solar, or getting a big solar system installed on his farm, he might have to spend more money on security, because the criminals are not going to go and attack him, but are going to go after his solar panels, steal the batteries, steal the solar panel, because I'm sure those are quite expensive now. They've really, prices are probably skyrocketing in South Africa now for solar panels and inverters. If someone says, Mitch, why can't they get generators? Generators are good, but don't forget generators need petrol. And not just that, generators are noisy. I'm yet to find a generator that isn't noisy. I grew up in Etosha as a kid, and when I grew up in Etosha, we there was when the electricity that was being sent from wherever it was being sent didn't arrive on time, the generator would kick on. We had a big generator. I'm not talking about the small. I'm talking about those big industrial ones with the exhaust pipe on them. That generator was noisy. Phew, it was so noisy that it was difficult to sleep. Imagine waking up and you're living in a nice neighborhood in South Africa, in Bramston, or here in Namibia, you're living in Ludwigsdorp. And when you're trying to sleep at 8 o'clock at night, there's a generator humming away. Sleep is going to be very difficult. You're probably going to have to survive off sleeping tablets. So yes, there are things that the farmers can do, but everything is going to be costly. Nothing is going to come cheaply. So the last resort would be for the South African government to fix the electricity problem in the country, because it's hitting every farmer, every business, whether it's agriculture, whether it's manufacturing, whether it's mining, whether it's medical. It's hitting everybody in the pockets, and it's not a good time right now. I saw an article this morning when I woke up of a farmer saying that he's preparing to get his lawyers so they can sue the government, but rather than suing the government, they're going to be suing ESCOM, because ESCOM is responsible for the electricity of the country. And he is busy incurring serious costs from the loss of his producers. So those are the things, man. Those are the things. And my heart goes out to the men and women, the brave men and women in the agricultural sector in South Africa. Already, you have to deal with rising fuel prices. You have to deal with rising labor costs. And now on top of that, you also have to deal with electricity that is not available. So it's really problematic. So I really hope there will be some light at the end of this tunnel for the South African farmer. For the Namibian consumer, we have to be worried, because the price of fresh produce, if Namibia is not producing enough, let's say cauliflower or broccoli or lettuce, we're going to be importing it from South Africa, and it's going to go up two, three, four, five, or even $6. So we have to be concerned about that as Namibians.